Hey, yo. What up, Fight World? It's your boy, Ego. And I'm back with some more boxing. We back. What's good? What? Hey, yo, what's popping? We just getting set up. Y'all know what it is. Just felt like going live. Excuse me. Oh, my allergies. Machiavelli in this. What's up to Machiavelli? I see you. Bro, better get it. Hey, you wrong, bro. Hold on. Let me put him on the screen. The man said, "Bro, better get a refund for the round trip." Hey, I seen that. You, hey, you cold blooded, cold blooded, bro. Hey, y'all. That listen, I'm blaming the boxing fans for that. Y'all know good and well to not buy no type of tickets when the fight ain't fully announced. That's kind of on you. That's crazy. Boxing, it ain't over. Jacoby, I appreciate you. I mean, why y'all? It's 2024. Why would y'all buy tickets to a fight? Like they didn't even put the ticket. Like at least wait till the tickets go on sale for the venue, because then you know it should be live. But even that, like sometimes I don't know, fighters get injured and the fight get canceled. You bought a ticket, bro. You wildin'. The man said he bought round trip, or at least like put some trip insurance on it. You ain't gonna put you flying with Spirit. Huh? You flying with Spirit? That's kind of your fault, bro. The man said he bought the Devin, Haney, Ryan Garcia Las Vegas package. Surprise. No, I'm here to tell y'all what the latest is. Y'all gotta hit the like button. I ain't talking till y'all get my likes up. Get the subscribe button. I ain't never flown Spirit. I ain't flying no Spirit, bro. See, and the other thing about the cheap airlines, the problem is this too. When you be on them soul planes, they be charging you for extra bags. I just seen somebody American or somebody they charging 30 for an extra bag or for a carry-on bag, and now they raising the price $10, $15, now about to be 40, 45. So when you riding on a soul plane, they be hitting you over the head. Like when I fly, I just fly with more of a like the bigger airlines, and they usually don't be tripping with them. But you go to them cheaper flights, they only got so much room. They be hitting you over the head. Like if you bring a purse, a wallet, an extra bag, they be charging you. Yeah, they got Snoop Dogg flying the plane. I ain't flying on that. Ooh, this tea is good. Yeah. Listen, the show will not start until y'all get the likes up. Okay. Y'all really be thinking my time is free. It ain't. We just gonna be waiting all here. Y'all just gonna be staring at me with this beanie on. I promise you that. Bro, I'm not playing to an empty room. YouTube ain't sending the notifications out. We not with that. Y'all gonna smash the like button, the people who are in here. This is some oolong tea. I'm on that oolong. Yeah. My man said he bought the round trip to the fight ain't even in. It's not even on the same coast. So you really messed up out here. So what I'll be talking about is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. The fight, April 20th. The fight is April 20th. All of the premature like reports that were out suggested the fight would be on the West Coast. West Side. But the fight is not going to be on the West Coast, according to Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy. Oscar De La Hoya, he's the one that broke the news that the fight is actually taking place on a complete opposite coast. If I got to choose a coast, I got to choose the East. I live out there, so don't go there. What song is that? Listen, I'm going to test y'all hip hop knowledge. What song is that? Let's see who knows they hip hop. If I got to choose a coast, I got to choose the East. I live out there, so don't go there. But that don't mean no. See some nice in the West. Okay, shout out to Soaked. Shout out to Machiavelli. Shout out to Val Ramos. Oh, he got to San Francisco. It's up. Yeah, we still Niner gang. Okay, some of y'all know y'all hip hop. Gerard, excuse me. Soaked. I see you. I'm going back to Cali. Biggie was spitting. That man said, S car go, my car go, 160 swiftly. Your crew run, your crew run. I know you sick of this name brand nickel with out to Biggie. Speaking of Biggie, speaking of Brooklyn, hey, this ties in perfectly. Biggie's from live from Bedford Stuyvesant, the livest one. Biggie's from Brooklyn. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, they from the West Coast, but their fight, Haney Garcia, is happening in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. Gerard, I got you. Haney Garcia is taking place at the Barclays Center. Oscar De La Hoya just confirmed. So that's a bit of a plot twist. Everybody thought the fight was going to take place in Vegas. Now, I don't know exactly what changed, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about in this video. He said he got to walk out to some Biggie. Yeah, word. You can't go wrong with a little Biggie. I will say this: New York has been starving for some fights. They haven't had. It's at the Barclays Center. Yes, shout out to Machiavelli. New York ain't really been having like no top level fights. Like I'm not talking about these little top rank card. Like they had like recently they had Oshaki. I'm not talking about like little fights like that. I'm talking about like a marquee fight, a lot of anticipation, basically a pay-per-view fight. Last time there was a fight that was on pay-per-view in New York in boxing that I can remember at the Barclays was Gervonta Davis versus Rolly. Shout out to my man from Stockton, Jesse Carl. Let's get it. That's the last fight that I could really remember. Boss Red, what's up? That's wild. They fighting on the East Coast. You know, that's really weird to be honest, because Ryan Garcia is from Victorville, California. Devin Haney's from born in the Bay Area, California, but then lives in Henderson, Nevada or whatever. So still West Coast. And then you have basically two West Coast acts fighting on the East Coast. I don't know. I to me, this is just my honest opinion. I want to see Haney versus Garcia fight, but to me, it seems like more of a West Coast fight. Um, Daniel Phillips says, wasn't Tank versus Hector Who's that? HLC? Who's HLC? You mean Hector Luis Garcia? HLG? I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. But if you're talking about Hector Luis Garcia, that was at the Capital One Arena in DC. So East Coast, but not New York. Yeah, my honest opinion, I feel like it's a West Coast fight. Okay, you're talking about Hector Garcia. That was in DC. That was in the DMV. It wasn't in New York. But the funny thing is, Tank did fight at the Barclays Center versus Rolly. Now, Imma have to do a video about this. I got a video coming out. I have a video coming out. But the reality is, the interesting thing here is Tank fought Rolly. Rolly had 14 fights when Tank fought him at the Barclays Center, and they set a record. So there's gonna be pressure because this is perceived as like a big fight for boxing. Devin Haney's last 2 fights have been on pay-per-view. Ryan Garcia's been on pay-per-view once. So naturally, people are gonna compare those numbers. That's how boxing works, especially with Devin, using Tank's name and, calling for the fights, and he wanna fight Tank and, conversations about A side and B side. It's gonna be very interesting to the numbers. Now, somebody had a question about numbers. Let me see if I can find that. Think they will break 500K? I don't know. I don't know because my thing is this. If I'm being honest, Devin and Ryan, I want to see the fight. I'll support the fight. But the reality is, I think, especially Ryan, I think he has like a young fan base. So sometimes you get to these fighters that have that young fan base, they be in the streaming. They're not finna like purchase and buy the fight. They be streaming the fight. They know all the sites and all the fire sticks and all that type of stuff. Asante, shout out to the Cleveland area. Cleveland this evening. Pop, pop, blah, fucking nothing. Pop, pop. So when the fight kind of caters to that young demographic, I really don't know. I don't really don't know what the numbers for the hit for because that's like the streaming generation. You know what I mean? The streaming generation, that definitely is something that piracy or whatever is something you gotta watch out for in boxing. The other thing is, like, they said here's the reality is this, and I'm just gonna say the truth. Ryan's a good fighter, Devin Haney's a good fighter. Tank Davis is a superstar. It's that simple. Tank Davis could take a name like Rolly at the time, who only had 14 fights, and turn it into a whole event and set records for the Barclays Center. Tank is that dude. Listen, you could believe me, believe whoever you want. I don't care. I know it. I've been there. I've been to all these guys' fights, and I know what I know. Gervonta Davis, he's the pay-per-view attraction. Period. Other guys claim it. Other guys say I'm this. Like Teofimo, in his mind, he believes he that dude, and he's the cash cow. Devin probably feels he's the cash cow. Bill Haney says Devin is the new face of boxing. Ryan feels he's the A side. Gervonta Davis, his name holds supreme. Now, here's the other thing when I'm talking about Gervonta Davis, because I see all the hate that Gervonta Davis gets online, and it's comical because the people who talk about Tank the most claim to not like Tank. It's the reality. Shout out to my man Gun Too Raw. He from Miami area, Florida area. He said the camera quality is A1. I told you we making upgrades on the channel. Subscribe to the channel for boxing news. We doing all the upgrades. I do them early. It's the beginning of the year. We getting it crispy. The reality is the people that have all this hate for Tank and say stuff, it doesn't change anything. He's still the man. Like Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Davis, they're the faces of boxing. Some people are gonna say it's more Canelo, whatever. Some people are gonna say it's more Gervonta Davis, but it's the numbers show that those two brothers Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez, they're separate from the other people in and around their division in terms of stardom. It's that simple. You can lie, you can say this and say this, you can get mad about X, Y, and Z. They are the faces of boxing. It's that simple. Shout out to my brother Jesse Carl. Amazing point. See, this is why I love my chat, bro. Chat. This is why you gotta love Eagles Army. People who actually have brains and people who actually have real boxing con comments and stuff like that. My man Jesse Carl says Tank is starting to have that Floyd effect where they are paying to see him lose. Absolutely. But even I mean Canelo, he gets a lot of the same he get like when you're in that throne, the most rocks are gonna be thrown at you. That's what shows me that these 2 people are separated because everybody like, hear me out. Hear me out. Peep this. Out of every fighter in boxing, Canelo and Gervonta Davis, there's been the most recent speculation as to who they're fighting. Point and blank, period. People trying to do fake detective work. They're taking something Canelo said in the interview. They're taking a Gervonta Davis tweet and they're trying to solve the riddle. I've heard in the last, we'll say in the last couple of months, they said Gervonta Davis is fighting Campbell Hatton. They said he's fighting Frank Martin. And by they, I mean the people that are doing this, right? Like the public. They said he's fighting Frank Martin. He's fighting El Rayo. He's fighting Campbell Hatton. Some people said he was fighting Pitbull Cruz. Some people said he's fighting Connor Benn. Gervonta's name has been linked and brought up by ton of people. Every single day, there's a like Gervonta Davis has made no announcements, yet his name keeps getting brought up. Period. That's what shows you. Boss Red said Tio think he's Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. What you mean by that? I know who Shang Tsung. You are X. Your soul is. I know who Shang Tsung is, but why did you say Tio think he's Shang Tsung? Why did you say that? Why Shang Tsung? I don't get that. Shang Tsung was like morphing into the people. I'm so confused by that. Shout out to Shang Tsung. Why does Tio think he's Shang Tsung? What are y'all talking about? That man said Shang, that boy Shang. That's hilarious though. I don't get that. He said Tio is all cap. Your brother's soul is mine. He said you will be next. I'm done. I mean, even for the Devin Haney Ryan promotion, it's already started. Tank's name is the promotion. He said reading Bruce Lee on stage and quoting him, "Water is wet" type stuff. I'm done. Shout out to Boss Red. I'm so done. The man said he reading Bruce Lee passages. I'm out. I'm done. T.O. has no identity. He don't know who he wants to be, bro. That's what I see. I mean, he using the N word, but then telling ESPN to keep the blacks. Like, what do we? I don't know. He needs. He got to figure himself out, bro. How you gonna use the N word, but then you telling ESPN to keep the blacks? That don't even sound like a comment you should be probably saying, to be honest. Then I mean, Shakur saying his dad got knocked out, bro. If your pops got knocked out by a kid, like an 18-year-old Keyshawn or whatever, bro, that would have been as soon as he turned pro, I'm not saying you should do anything outside of the law, But as soon as Keyshawn turned pro, that should have been the first person you fought since y'all in the same profession if he knocked your pops out. I mean, I wasn't there for it, but bro, I can't even say what I want to say. But if anybody did anything to my family, it would. I would probably wouldn't even be on this video right now, bro. You see what I'm saying? I can't say too much, bro. But anyway, that should have been the first person that Teofimo fought. Like, I don't care about Sandor Martin. I'm fighting Keyshawn. Like, if Keyshawn knocked your pops out, that should have been the only fight that you needed. I'll be like, no, I'm not fighting Jermaine Ortiz. I'm not fighting Sandor, Sandals, or whatever. I'm not fighting nobody but Keyshawn. Like, bro, what? Bro, they said Keyshawn slept your pops. It's over. Devin would 12-0 TO. Tank would sleep TO. Crawford might leave him on a stretch. Bro, I don't even want to talk about TO and Crawford. That it's so far fetched TO winning that I don't even know. I don't even know why he's saying Crawford's name. That's just not good, bro. Let me explain to y'all something. Crawford is on demon time all the time. He is a highly competitive individual. I'm gonna show you why TO should never say Crawford's name again. If y'all want to see the reason that Teofimo should never mention Crawford ever again, put "show me" in the comment section, and I'll show you. All you have to do is type the word "show me," and I will show you, and you'll immediately understand why Tio should never mention Crawford again. Nope, not Cambosis. Just say "show me." That's all y'all got to do. I'm going to show you specifically why he should not ever mention Crawford. My man Richard said, "Show me." Okay, shout out to Richard. Exhibit fucking A. Do you see this man's hair, bro? He literally posted this video with his hair. He doesn't give a uck. He doesn't care. This man is thugging. Look at his hair, bro. He got the buckwheat from Lil Rascals and felt comfortable. Like, he's so comfortable in his own skin. He posted this. He posted this buckwheat. Bro, there's a part in the middle. He posted this Frederick Douglass looking cut with no twists, no braids. He came out with the Frederick Douglass. Do you under he doesn't okay, if you don't give a like, as a black man, if he don't care about his haircut, what does he think about you? Like, if he's not even gonna care enough about, like, getting a cut as a black man, bro, he don't care about Teofimo Lopez. He got the Frederick Douglass taper. Bro, this man is crazy. You know he got bro, you know what Crawford got? He got the Samuel L. Jackson in Unbreakable. Look, um, 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 Mr. Glass. Bro, he tell me he don't got the M. Night Shyamalan, the Unbreakable, the Mr. Glass cut. It's over. Tio will get destroyed. Look, that is proven. This is Crawford, but I'm Mr. Glass. Bro, he got the Mr. Glass fro. It's over. I'm Mr. Glass. Shout out to Business Brains. I hope you are well, brother. Bro, it's over. The man got the Mr. Glass. But I'm Mr. Glass. I'm Mr. Glass. Like, bro, just look at this. It's over for T.O. I'm Mr. Glass. I'm Mr. I don't know who just said Eddie Kane from the Five Heartbeats, but you, sir, are going to hell. I'm done. The man said he got the Eddie Kane. Night like this, I wish raindrops would fall. He said he got oh, oh, he said, oh wow. He said, chat. The man said he got the the Eddie K. Night like this. I wish raindrops. Let me back in the group. I still got it, baby. Bro, remember he had that little glitter coat? He was out there looking so fiend out. Bro, he said, let me back in the group. I still got it, baby. Bro, you are not coming back into the group like that. Bro, get him out of Crawford does not care. The man wore a varsity trench coat, and then now he got his crop like Frederick Douglass. It's over, bro. T.O. will get destroyed. Book it. Book it. Shout out to Poetic. I see you. Yeah, book it. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Boss Red sent a $5 super chat. T.O. turned into Red Daddy from Friday. He said, Keyshawn, you want some of this too, T.O.? T.O.'s like, no. Hey, you need to stop. The man said Red Daddy from Friday when Debo knocked out his pops. He's like, you want some of this too, old man? No. I'm done, bro. Nobody's saying like Eddie Kane. Y'all tripping. Chat, tell him to stop. Y'all got to tell him to stop. I have no doubt in my mind I would take any bet Crawford would catch a body on Teofimo. Okay, just hear me out. I like Jermaine Ortiz, for the record. Pause. Compared to Crawford, Jermaine Ortiz has like a poor man's switch hitting. You know, it's not high tech and advanced. Crawford seamlessly switches as a southpaw. The man took the best welterweight, Errol Spence Jr., a southpaw, and then he came out as a southpaw, and Errol's southpaw, which he normally has success with everybody else, had no he couldn't Errol couldn't do nothing with Crawford. So Crawford is the superior southpaw, right? The only other person to really fight at welterweight is Jaron Ennis, right? The up and comer. So if Jermaine Ortiz came out as a southpaw and Teofimo couldn't cut the ring off and he had no understanding or concept of what to do, then what do you expect would happen if Crawford fought him? And that was Jermaine Ortiz's first fight at 140 pounds. Crawford's at 47. I mean, come on, bro. What do you honestly, what do you think would happen in that fight? So I have no idea why the TOs keep mentioning Crawford. It's a silly fight. There's so much better fights because and by better, I mean more winnable fights. Crawford is not a winnable fight for TO. Yeah, and shout out to Prince Savage. That was Jermaine Ortiz's first fight where I even really seen him switch to southpaw. It's a bad look. And I thought Jermaine Ortiz beat TO. Bro, TO, it's not even a competitive fight. Like, and I'm talking about I didn't want to see Jermell Charlo versus Canelo. I just watched it because I'm a boxing head. But I told you how that fight was going to look. Weight matter. People see, I got to be the realest in the game. People keep saying stuff and like, don't let Floyd Mayweather fool you. And I'm going to explain. Floyd is the GOAT. Floyd is disciplined. Floyd has a complete fighter style. He can beat you offensively. He can beat you defensively. Floyd is Floyd. So when he talks his ism, when Floyd Mayweather's like, oh, size don't matter. Yeah, it don't matter for him. But that's not the case for 90% of these boxers. I don't there's no one under 30 that I trust that size don't matter. No one. No one. Maybe some of the fighters from yesteryear, but for everyone else, the the size definitely matters. Now, I'm not saying in all situations because if someone's just big and clunky and they don't have no skills, then okay, the size don't matter. But what I'm talking about is if you have 2 equally talented people and then someone has the size advantage, then you know what's gonna happen to the smaller person more often than not, period. Shout out to Jeff, the producer. Ego salute, man. Shout out to Ego's Army. Bro, size definitely matters for most of these people because they not Floyd. Shout out to Caesar. What's up? Caesar says Ryan got a mean left hook and power. Haney got good ring IQ. Yeah, it's a good fight. I agree with that. I I'm gonna break down the Ryan Haney stuff in more detail as the coming weeks, but also later in this stream. Shout out to Jeff, the producer. Shout out to Caesar. Yo, can y'all get the likes up? That's all I'm asking. We just rocking out, doing a little late stream. Let's please get the likes up. Teofimo is a legend in his own mind. Crawford would beat the brakes off of Teo. I agree. Bro, it's non-competitive fight. That's why Teo talking about a catch weight and all that. Yeah, a catch weight. You want catch weight Crawford. You don't want the real Crawford. We know that. Crawford, that I'm telling you, I know boxing. Teo, oh my God, bro. Didn't want to have to do this, but y'all made me. Smash the like button. Teo, if we're really being honest, Teo's last 3 fights, 2 of them was due. Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz, he barely won, if didn't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he won either one of those fights. Either way, he didn't do it sensationally. Sensational. What can I do for you, girl? Like, he didn't look sensational. That means he has 1 fight in 3 fights where he looked terrific, and that was Josh Taylor. And Josh Taylor, bro, he looked like he an alcoholic. I ain't gonna hold you. He looked like he have alcohol weight on him. I think he was weight drained. 3 decisive wins in his last 6. Yeah, but against who? Josh Taylor, Pedro Campgrounds, and who else? Loma. It wasn't Cambosis. Bro, that Teo is the most inconsistent of, like, that level or above named fighters. There's no one more inconsistent, not Errol Spence, not Errol lost to 1 guy. He lost to Crawford, fine. But all of his others fights was hits. He never looked like that. And that was post-accident Errol. Crawford, Inouye, there's no other fighter that's more inconsistent that's supposed to be at that level. That'll give you a beast of a performance. Like, I thought he beat Lomachenko. He definitely beat Josh Taylor. But then he has guys that aren't even regarded as high as those guys, and then he arguably loses to them. Like, and people have the nerve to clown Tank. Oh, man, Tank. Bro, I would rather be Tank than Teo. I'll tell you that. I'd rather have Tank career than Teo. Tank knocking koofies off and knocking people out and making the most money. I'd rather have his career than Teo, where we don't even it's a coin flip how you gonna even look. So people, oh, Tank need to fight. Man, shut up. Shut your ass up. Y'all don't know boxing. Shut up. You hear me? Shut your mouth. You don't know boxing. You mean to tell like people are like, oh, but he beat Lomachenko. Who cares, bro? Lomachenko, y'all the one that hyped up Lomachenko. Top ranking them. And you the fans. I never said Lomachenko was that. Listen, how come answer this question for me. I got a question. I got a question for y'all. Let's talk a little boxing. How come non-PBC B-sides are always regarded as these, like, amazing B-side challengers, and then anybody who fights with PBC, we're supposed to look at the B-side as, like, inferior or they are never good? Explain this to me, and I could give y'all examples. Like, people won't put David Benavidez on the pound for pound list, and then I'll be like, "Why?" And they'll be like, "Oh, he just beat Caleb Plant, and he just beat Andrade," and like, those are good names. Per division, David Benavidez is fighting difficult styles that if he wasn't David Benavidez, he would beat them or they would beat him, but they just not beating him because he's David Benavidez. So for real, David Benavidez is doing I think he has an argument that he could have been fighter of the year last year. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me David Benavidez beating Caleb Plant on my birthday, March 25th last year, and then fighting Andrade, a guy that Canelo avoided, and it was hard for him to get fights, and he's a dangerous, awkward, tricky southpaw, and then he stopped him and made him quit. That's a fight of the year. That's fighter. Everyone wants to say, "Oh, in a way, he's fighter of the year." Who he beat? Who the mother? I feel like Roger Mayweather sometimes. Rest in peace. Who the motherfucker beat? Marlon Wayans or whatever? Y'all in a way get all this credit because he beat Marlon Wayans? Look up Marlon, say cheese. Like, that's what we doing? And people like, "Oh, in a way, he's been undisputed twice in a year." Okay. But, like, he beat Paul Butler to be undisputed the first time? Like, that's I'm supposed to be impressed by Paul Butler? He's trash. He ain't who's Paul Butler? I'd rather see him fight another Butler, Mr. Belvedere or Jeffrey from Fresh Prince. I don't care about no Paul Butler. Y'all just be saying stuff. Bro, the game is changing. The game is changing. All this other bullshit y'all listening to, I'm coming. Death Row East, believe in it. Because a lot of people, they get held up on belts and what the sanctioning body rankings. I don't care about none of that. I have a pair of eyes and ears, and I'm watching the people. I'll tell you who's good. And I guarantee you the ego eye test is better than rankings. Like, for example, remember when Tyson Fury, there's only one Tyson Fury. Remember when he ducked Wilder in the rematch, the immediate rematch, and he fought Tom Schwartz? Who remembers this? Just me? Who remembers when Tyson Fury could have fought Wilder in an immediate rematch, but then he signed with ESPN, the top rank, and then he fought Tom Schwartz? Who remembers this? Yay or nay? Let me know. Let me know if you remember that. Shout out to Soap. Shout out to 210 Renzo. Okay. I remember me having a channel and I criticized that particular fight. I was like, "Ooh, why didn't you just rematch Wilder?" Right? Do an immediate rematch with Wilder. Why are you fighting Tom Schwartz? You know what people had the nerve to tell me? They said, "Oh, but Tom Schwartz, oh, but he's ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies." So, me being a researcher, I looked it up and he was. He was ranked with 2 sanctioning bodies. But here's the thing. How come after that fight, no one's ever heard of Tom Schwartz ever again? And he's never been ranked ever again in the top 10. That sounds like a setup to me. Listen, I'm gonna say it again. Conveniently, when Top Rank and Tyson Fury got in bed together and did a deal, this guy I had never heard of from Germany Tom Schwartz, hardcore rapper, but he's glossy. He was magically in 2 sanctioning bodies rankings. Tyson Fury stops him like 2 rounds, easy work, and then we've never heard from this guy ever again on American soil. I don't know if he boxes anymore. I don't know if he's fought 10 times since then. I've never seen or heard anything from him ever since. Legit. Like, I literally have never, ever heard about him ever again. So don't tell me about sanctioning bodies and stupid stuff like that. What does that mean to me? So you don't think some of these companies like Top Rank or DAZN or whoever, you don't think that they're talking to these sanctioning bodies and, saying, "Hey, oh, Emmanuel Navarrete is moving up, and we wanna give him a title shot. Can we do that?" And then now mysteriously, Shakur Stevenson is not fighting Navarrete, but instead Navarrete is moving up to lightweight, where he's coming off of really kind of a bad performance or okay performance with Robson Conceição, but immediately he's getting a title shot, and that title shot is not Shakur Stevenson. You see how this stuff works? It's all politics, bro. So I don't care about belts. I don't care about none of that. That belt stuff is trash. Anybody who's still on belts and rankings, and that's where you're gauging your boxing, you don't know because there's too many politics in that. Too many belts, too many politics. For example, here's another example. Canelo is in the division with David Morrell Jr. and David Benavidez. Can we truly say Canelo is the best at 168? Honestly. Yes, he has all the belts. Is he the best? Is Canelo Alvarez the best at 168 just because he has belts? You can't say that because you have 2 major threatening guys, major threats, like the 2 Davids, David Benavidez, David Morrell, and if he doesn't fight them, I'm not convinced he's the best. There's no way to that's like imagine if other sports work like this, right? Where you can have, I don't know, the Lakers and the Celtics, and then the Lakers could just avoid the Celtics, but then you say, "Oh, the Lakers are the best team in the league." But if the Lakers avoided the Celtics, if the Lakers avoided the Steph Curry and the Warriors, you can't really say that they're the best. They're the best out of this group, but they're not the best in the league because they haven't even played the necessary seeds to prove that. And that's boxing in a nutshell. Y'all telling me Canelo is would destroy these. And I'm not saying anything ridiculous. Like I'm not saying somebody at the back of the pack, you know, maybe they can beat Canelo. I'm talking about rightful people. Like Benavidez is a rightful challenger. It would do great business. It would be a great fight. Benavidez has attributes and intangibles that would match up well against Canelo. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about because anyone could call out anyone. I'm talking about rightful people. Like even Crawford. Crawford, yeah, he's doing his thing, but Jaron Ennis is right there. Can you beat Ennis? You're not fighting him, so we don't really know. We can say you beat Errol. Yeah, that's good. But here's the thing, and the Blood Buddies gonna get mad at this, but it's the truth. Do you notice the Blood Buddies when Errol Spence was unified and the Errol Spence was unified, had the belt, and Jaron Ennis was in line to fight Errol through the IBF? Right? The Blood Buddies wanted to see Errol fight against Jaron Ennis. But then now Crawford beats Errol and gets that belt, and now they're saying that Boots don't deserve Bud. But you were down to see Errol Spence fight Boots. But then when he loses and he has no obligation to the welterweight division or to fighting mandatories, now you don't want to see Bud fight him. You see how this works? How come people were down to see Arrow fight Boots, but those same people don't wanna see Bud fight Boots? Hmm? Hey, block him. Block that dude in the chat. Yeah, you outta here. Hey, block the spammer in the chat. That's all Imma say. Prince Savage, I know you know who it is. Yeah, goo, Rockabye, baby. Shout out to Business Brain. Got him. We got a question from what does this say? What do you think of Amazon boxing? I mean, y'all know, see, y'all be listen, I am perfect. I'm undefeated. Y'all be trying to stump me and ask me weird questions like that. What do you think of Amazon boxing? Now, how can I tell you what I think about Amazon boxing? They ain't even had their first card. See, y'all be trying to listen. I don't know if y'all trying to get weird sound bites out of me or stump me or get me to sound biased or I don't know what the intent is, but you know that question makes no sense. What do I think of Amazon boxing and they haven't had one show? How can I tell you what Amazon oh, it's great. What am I supposed to say? Oh, this sucks. It's great. How can I say anything? And Keith Thurman, Tim Zoo is their first show, which hasn't happened. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. That don't even make sense. Like, I haven't seen Oppenheimer, and y'all tell me to rate the movie. Now, how am I gonna rate Oppenheimer? I ain't watched it yet. Give me a chance, let me see it, and then I can tell you how Oppenheimer is. You see what I'm saying? Amazon Prime, March 30th, Thurman Zoo, Rolly, Pitbull. Then I'll have an idea of, what Amazon Prime and PBC partnership is hitting like, but I can't really tell you much until I see it. We ain't seen the best of Boots yet. Man, Crawford is a bad look. I'll just say that. In my opinion, it's a bad look because Crawford, this is like one of his major complaints. He said that PBC stalled him out and didn't give him the fights that he wanted when he just moved to the division. So you're doing the same thing to Boots. What is the difference? Somebody, I've been when I ask a question, like it's funny. People say they disagree with me, and then when I ask a simple question, y'all can't give me a simple answer. If Crawford contends that when he was with Top Rank, PBC, the guys at PBC would not go fight him on Top Rank, which makes no effing sense. Why would Top Rank start getting a bunch of PBC fighters when they could fight each other on network? They're easy to deal with. Everyone's with the same people, and there are great fights to be had that you can make internally. Why would you outsource? That's it's so stupid. Like, for example, I'm a YouTuber. I do everything. I do my videos, I do my thumbnails, I know Photoshop, I know Lightroom, I know apps on my phone. I know how to make thumbnails. Why would I outsource it? If I've done Photoshop for whatever 20 years, why do I need to go to Fiverr or something and have somebody make my thumbnails when I can do it in literally a minute? I can make a thumbnail. This doesn't even make sense. You don't outsource something that you can easily do that doesn't occupy too much of your time. So when Crawford is complaining that he didn't get the looks, you're not giving Jerron the looks. So you're part of the problem. And it's sad because this what fighters always do. Fighters complain about, oh man, nobody wants to fight me. I'm ducked. I'm ducked. Everybody's ducking me. And then sometimes they get in that position where now they could call the shot. And then there's someone else looking up and they'll be like, oh, go fight this other person. Oh, get a belt first. And then now they on their diva stuff or they on they outcast the person stuff. That's exactly what happens in boxing. People complain when they on the way up about not getting the fights. Like Keith Thurman complained he couldn't get the Floyd Mayweather fight. But then when he got to the position where he was a 2 belt holder in the welterweight division, he wouldn't give Errol Spence the fight. You see what I'm saying? B-Dog, what's up? So, my thing is this, if you don't like the way something is, and then you finally get in the position where you can change it, then change it. If you didn't like being on the come up and you didn't like when guys wouldn't give you a chance and you're a fair person, when you get in that position, like Crawford, then you give the up and comers a chance. But he ain't doing that. He ain't doing nothing different. He talking about, "Oh, I earned it. I don't care what y'all say. Why should I fight Boots? It's a lose-lose situation." That's what he's saying. He not even entertaining the fight. So, I'll make a video about it, but Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia is on the East Coast, not the West Coast. For the B-Dog and everybody is just joining. Yeah, shout out to Prince Savage. That's an amazing thing. Uh, he says Spence and Wilder are great examples of that. Never ducked and never made excuses. Big fact. I would actually add David Benavidez to the list. Now, he hasn't got the Canelo fight and beat him, but so far so good. David Benavidez is on that, where he's like, okay, Andre was with DAZN. He wasn't fighting nobody we even cared about, and he was still a dangerous guy. As soon as he came to Al Heyman, Benavidez took the fight. Canelo had 20 years that he could have fought Andre, and he never did it. Benavidez, he let Andre move up to 68, and the credit to Benavidez, before when Andre was still with Eddie Hearn, he was still saying he's like, "Oh, yeah, he's a difficult style. I'll fight him," and then he did fight him. But he was even down to fight him when he was with DAZN still. I remember he put out a video, and he was like, "Eddie Hearn, make the fight. Let's go. I'll fight Andre." And his dad said that too, Jose Benavidez. They were like, "We'll fight Andre." So, yeah, that's real champion-ish. Like, Benavidez coulda easily waited and said all that, and then Andre came to PBC and then been like, "Oh, no. Why should I fight him? He fought against Quigley." You know what I'm saying? He didn't do none of that. He just showed you that he could beat Andre. B-Dog, Ryan Garcia, listen, if you're just joining the chat, please subscribe and throw a like on the video. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. Oscar announced that the fight is in New York, Barclays Center. Everybody thought it was gonna be on the West Coast in Vegas, but it's not, and that's coming from Oscar De La Hoya. Now, I will make a video, so it'll have all the details. Subscribe to the channel and check back. The video will be up, soon. But, yeah, I'm kinda jealous because 'cause I'm a West Coast dude. I live in Cali, so I like to fight in Vegas more. I also feel like both fighters are from the West Coast, so it kinda makes more sense to have put at the West Coast. But then again, I'm not the promoter, so I don't know the logistics on why they moved it, so I can't really speak on that. I can't really speak on why they moved it. Maybe Vegas was booked and didn't have any venues available, so as a result, they had to move it. I don't know. I don't know what made them move it, but what I do know is it has been moved. Yeah, make sure you guys, throw a like on the video. I got something for him. Yeah, let's see him come back now. Bro, the funny thing is I've been a YouTuber so long, they can't outsmart me. Y'all know that. They cannot outsmart me. I put the force field up. Let's see him come back now. Yeah. Listen, let's see him come back now. Everybody type force field. I put the force field up. Let's see him come back now. Chat, type force field. Let's see this bum come back now. I can't wait. Ego, these other boxing pages mad envious of you, bro. I suggested your channel and got blocked. Man, you already know the drill. I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. Everybody type force field. I put the force field on them. But watch what I do in boxing this year. Bro, at the end of it, December 31st, if Boxing Ego didn't turn up and make boxing crazy, make boxing amazing. Hey, how did he come back? How did he get through the Hey, hold on. Bro, how he come back through the force field? I think he did it so fast that the force field wasn't applicable yet. You see what I'm saying? Hey, when they hate, donate. Let's go. I don't think you'll be able to come back now. I don't know how he snuck through again. Hey, I don't think he could get through now because I think he was faster than me, maybe. I think he just had that other account on deck. Hey, YouTube, y'all tripping, bro. Do you know I think it's super easy to make a YouTube account. They gotta fix that, bro. That's insane. That's insane. It shouldn't be like everything else. Like if you have certain apps and stuff, you gotta log in. They have to send you a verification email. They need to change how it is to build a YouTube account where you can't build a YouTube account in 5 seconds. Come on, bro. This man then came back and tried to terrorize the chat on y'all. Once again, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia taking place on the East Coast at the Barclays Center. It seems like a West Coast fight, but listen, I mean, I'm just happy we're getting the fight, to be honest. So it is what it is. I did think it was more of a West Coast fight, to be honest. Don't know why they changed it, but that's what it is. They changed it. De La Hoya confirmed it. Now, here's another thing that's very interesting. Bill Haney did an interview with TBV, and he said that this ain't a matchroom fight. I told y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. He said DAZN always do weird stuff. Listen to me, people. They do weird stuff. I don't know why. But Bill Haney, he says that Eddie Hearn's not even the promoter for the fight, but Devin has respect for Eddie Hearn, so they're gonna bring him on board in some capacity. But this is not a matchroom fight. This is a Golden Boy, Ryan, I don't know if he has a promotion, and Devin Haney Promotions. Bill Haney said he did a deal with Golden Boy directly. That makes it very interesting to me. That's very interesting. So Devin Haney, he's taking a risk because he's like Ryan Garcia, he just lost um one fight ago to Tank, and that was a joint promotion. He better like Devin Haney, to me, that becomes riskier because at the end of the day, I don't believe in taking away games in boxing. The more you do that, bad things can happen. The judges try to play you with like you've seen Teofimo, Jermaine Ortiz, even though those are both top ranked fighters, you know that like put it this way, this is how you know boxing is capped. The person that you feel the promotion would be behind, how come they always get these weird scorecards always go in their favor? It never benefits the B side person. It always benefits the A side. That's how you know boxing is capped and corrupt. I'm gonna say it again. The reason you know it's capped in your heart, you know it's capped, is because the mistake or the error never is to the benefit of the B side. Never. It never works. Like if there's a premature stoppage, it doesn't play out for Barroso. Like where the premature stoppage, when Rolly gets dropped, they stop it real quick. it happens on a Mayweather promotion card, it happened where it worked out for Rolly. Or if there's a horrible scorecard, it happened for the bigger top ranked fighter, Teofimo. It never the era never favors the 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 non-star or whatever. So it becomes real I literally said for the TO, I said, "I know how this is gonna play out. They're taking too long with the scorecards. They're gonna rob Jermaine Ortiz." Just like clockwork, that's what happened. Just like clockwork, that is exactly what happened. So, I don't know. That's a risk for Devin 'cause it's really a golden boy card. I don't know what capacity Eddie Hearn's gonna be working, but it's not a matchroom card, which is interesting. Very interesting. Now, one thing that, Ness from TBV said, and I thought it was great, but Bill, I didn't really hear an answer from him. Ness said something to the effect of, "Hey, yo, you work with Lou DiBella, Bob Arum, Top Rank, now Golden Boy. You work with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. What about working with Floyd Mayweather? What about working with Al Heyman? What about working with PBC?" Notice that's the same thing that I said. Like, bro, how come just explain this in boxing. How come in the world of boxing, everybody keeps calling out Tank, everybody keeps calling out for certain fights, but then during certain fights, they never when they become free agents, they never go to the obvious choice, which is do a deal with who that person is with. Somebody make that make sense. And no one has made it made sense for King Ego ever since I said that. Typically in life, if you want something, you go where the action is at. Like, if you wanna become an actor, you go to casting calls. You go to places where they're doing auditions, places where actors are at. Like, it's just common sense. Universal Studios, somewhere where you think movies get made or you have a chance. If you wanna be a model, you go to New York, you go to LA, you go to the, like, known cities for that, or you go to, an agency and then see if they'll sign you. It's just common sense. The next question is, would Floyd or Al have an offer for Devin after this fight? That's not even the question. Like, the question is, like, okay, my thing is this. How come, like, this is not my opinion. Devin Haney in the last few years has fought with Top Rank, Eddie Hearn, and now Golden Boy. So how did any of these deals come about? He had to, like, talk to people, rub out. Why not do that with Al Heyman, with PBC? Just explain that. These deals, like, Devin doesn't just wake up and then he's signed with Golden Boy. He just wake up and he's working with Eddie Hearn. So whatever you're doing to establish a relationship with Top Rank, with Bob Arum, with whatever, whoever you've worked with, why not do the same exact thing with PBC, especially if you wanna fight Tank? Ego, you ever been open to doing live interviews with coaches? I mean, I've done that. There's nothing anyone in boxing has done that Ego hasn't done. Silver play button, cover fights, credentialed, interviews, exclusive. I've done it all. It's just if y'all want more of that, I can do more of that. If y'all want more live interviews or whatever, what I mean? That ain't nothing. That's earlier on the channel. I was doing a bunch of interviews. But I don't have to that's not necessarily I have to make that my bread and butter. I don't have to be at the fights. People wanna hear boxing ego. They care what ego thinks. So, yeah, I ain't opposed to it. Bill claims he reached out to him. I don't know how true that is. He reached out to Espinoza in the past. I'm just saying, like, at this point, Devin has worked with everybody but the person and the people that are involved with Tank, and that seems to be a fight that they say he wants. So it just seems go where the action's at. Definitely would appreciate the content, full-time supporter. Shout out to Eagles Army, appreciate you. It just seemed like common sense. Like, if you're a drug addict, you go to where drug addicts hang out. You go to trap house, you go to crack house. It's just common sense. I've said this before. Like like, you literally doing a deal with Golden Boy. They don't even have that many, like, attractions. So and the same thing for Crawford. Terrence Crawford. He was with Top Rank, and he resigned with Top Rank. Why? I'm not saying don't do it, but at least explore the PBC option and see if that made more sense, and then you probably could have been got Keith Thurmans at the time or Ugas at the time, Sean Porter fight back then, Errol Spence. You probably could have got the fight. Tank gonna make up the rules and Devin not gonna comply. I mean, but that's the A side. That's part of being the A side. If you the A side and you don't comply, then you don't get the fight. Okay, move on. Bro, this is see, the thing what I've noticed in boxing is you have people perpetually who try to reinvent the wheel. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A side has always existed in boxing. There's nothing you can do, and it's not gonna change because you want it to or because social media. It's that simple. You can believe me, I don't really care. I know what I know. This is the way it's always operated. This is not changing. It's like banks typically have penalties. So they're not gonna just get rid of every single penalty if they make money off of the penalties. Or if you get a you know how, like, if you have certain checking and you don't have a certain amount of money in your account, they'll charge you like a monthly fee or something. These fees and surcharges and penalties, that's not gonna change. It's the banking world, and it's no different in boxing. In the boxing world, if you the A side, you call the shots. Like, you have to kinda get in line. David Benavidez, as much as I wanna see him fight Canelo, if Canelo said, "We fighting in Vegas," and then Benavidez is like, "Nah, I don't want," then he's not gonna get the fight. And they're not gonna fight in Arizona as the B side because that's what you want. You see what I'm saying? So it's just what it is. Tank is the top dog, he's earned it. And what I've noticed too is a lot of people you'll see, a lot of people are trying to keep up with Tank, and that's only worse. When you try to keep up with the Joneses, it's usually not good. Because, like, I'm telling you from my heart, I've watched Tank. I have an exclusive with Tank before he was Tank, like, years, like, known him for years, and I've seen the progression of Tank Davis. Like, I don't even know how old Mayweather's daughter is right now, the one that had the baby with NBA YoungBoy, but I was I've been in boxing that long. I went to her Sweet 16 party in Vegas. I have connections or whatever, and Future was there, Drake was there, of course, Floyd was there. Floyd Mayweather had this, like, projection screen for Yaya, and it had, like I don't remember the people, but it had, like, let's say, like, LeBron James and Snoop Dogg. There were all these heavy hitters were wishing his daughter a Sweet 16 birthday party. And then afterward, Floyd bought her a G-Wagon. Drake performed there, Future performed there. It had all this catering in Vegas. It was crazy. It was like I've never been to a Sweet 16 party that was crazier than that. Like, Drake performing, Future performing, Kevin Gates was there. Ask him. If you see Kevin Gates, ask him if he was at that party. Tank was there. But anyway, that's what I brought that up to bring up Tank. So Tank was at that party. Bro, he had, like, probably, like, 1 chain. That was, like, 1 chain Tank, because that's where he was in his career. You see what I'm saying? because whatever y'all look up the year, whatever year Yaya was 16 years old. I wanna say Devin Haney might have been there. I think I seen Devin there. I ain't even going front. There were so many people there. There were so many people there. I think Devin Haney, I'm pretty sure I seen Devin Haney there too. But anyway, the point I'm making is Gervonta Davis has come a long way. I've been there since then, like, with that's like early Tank. Like, when he first started, like, this was before he was ever on pay-per-view. The man is on a different level. I've watched it. I've watched the incline. Like, I've literally watched it before my eyes. I was in Atlanta for Tank Gamboa. I was in Baltimore for the Ricky Nunez. There's a lot of people that cover boxing. They weren't covering, but they weren't there. I was there. You wasn't there. What did Cameron say? You wasn't there. A lot of people like you see on like Instagram or they got pages or whatever, and they cover boxing now. They weren't there. They weren't there. There was only the only people that were at some of these older fights. Like I was there when Crawford became undisputed. There was a lot of people that just simply weren't there. They weren't part of it. You know, part of these moments, historic moments in recent boxing. So I don't care what. That's why when I say these things, I'm telling you, not just an opinion. It's because I witnessed it. I've witnessed like the glow up. I've seen Tank, one chain Tank, to all the jewelry he got now and the fame and how the building's filling out different and more celeb. Like I watched it. Tank is that he's that boy. That's why everyone keep using his name. Bro, you Tank ain't really said much of anything recently. His name is in 18 videos a day on YouTube. And he ain't even announced nothing. You hear me? Tank has not even announced a fight. One chain Tank is crazy work. Bro, he had one Tank chain. Like, what I don't know how else to say it. I was there for that. What did what did Jamie Foxx say? He was like, "Then J-Lo try to get mad at me." I was there before the J-Lo. I was there with the In Living Color days when it was, "Hey ho." It's like, bro, I've been there for the before the J-Lo, before she was J-Lo, when these fighters was, "Hey ho." Like, bro, I've been there for one chain Tank to the new Tank. Like, it's over, bro. So again, believe me, don't believe me, kiss my ass. I don't care. That's the reality. Tank is the A side. And I'm gonna tell you, last thing about this Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. I like the fight. It's a Golden Boy fight, partnership with Devin Haney. Not really a matchroom fight to my understanding from the video I watched today. But the pressure is on for Ryan Garcia because the pressure's on for Devin and is on for Ryan Garcia. I am not a cookie cutter person. I am not here to lie to you. The reason why the pressure's on for Ryan, here's why the pressure's on. Because a lot of the racists, a lot of old media, they lied to me. You lied to me. They told me that Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia only sold over 1,000,000 because of Ryan. So now this is gonna be his chance to prove it when we see and hear them pay-per-view numbers and them live gate numbers and all the financials, right? We're gonna see. We're gonna see if that was true. Now, the reason why there's pressure for Devin, Devin has called out Tank a lot, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Devin is fighting in the same venue where Tank fought Rolly and set a Barclays record for boxing. He had like 19,000 people in attendance. It was like 18,907. That's 19,000 people. So he set a record for attendance and gross, how much money he made on the live gate. So now that that was with Rolly, who only had 14 fights and had never been in a title fight before. So if Tank is fighting Rolly 2 years ago at the Barclay and he's setting a record, fast forward to the future, this is a great fight with Ryan and Devin, and people seem to be very happy about it, including myself. We'll see. We'll see what the numbers are when they come back. So y'all better turn out and just stay tuned. We'll stay tuned for them numbers. Let me know how I did in this video. I will drop a Barclays Center Haney Garcia video on the channel So subscribe, and then you'll get the full details of that announcement in an upcoming video.